Welcome to the first ever edition of One-on-One. One-on-One is a little segment where, we just sit and we chat. And today it's gonna start out with a quote. Now, this quote is from a man that I really look up to. He went to Wharton Business School, one of the best business schools in the world, went to West Point, which is like an army school, and it's very simple. Basically, I asked this man, when you have had failures in your life, when you hit rock bottom, how do you get yourself to keep going? And he said, I've always asked myself, what's the worst that can happen? And this type of thinking could not be more vital to our generation. We are so driven by fear of embarrassment that nobody wants to be the first one to do anything. Because can you imagine what would happen if we were embarrassed in front of a group of people? Can you imagine if we were gonna set out to start a business and we advertised it and all these people saw it and then we failed and everyone knew that we failed? Can you imagine how horrible that would be? Can you imagine if we made a statement publicly or we stuck up for something we really believed in and then it wasn't popular and everyone started talking about us? Holy, the kids in Africa think they have it bad? Oh, imagine something you do being unpopular to people on social media. God almighty. Okay, stick with me on this one. Imagine this. This is the end of the world. What if we posted an Instagram picture or we tweeted something that we thought was funny and then it didn't get as many likes as we wanted or retweets as we wanted? I mean, come on, you gotta delete it. You can't leave that up there for people to know that you didn't get a lot of likes. Or, now stick with me here, and this is a crazy idea. What if you had the thinking that, what's the worst that can happen? What if I post something? What if I say something? What if I do something that isn't as popular as I thought it would be? What if I try for a business and I fail? And then I just pick myself up and try again. And I don't care what people think, or I'm not worried about the embarrassment. And I know that there's a lot of different factors that affect people's decisions and why they do certain things. But I have so many friends who are so driven by the fear of embarrassment. We have this huge fear of life or success or trying something, and we're just so caught up in the fear of that we don't think past it. What's the worst that could happen? If I try that, if I put myself out there, if I'm embarrassed, then what? Does life just stop or does it keep going? What's the worst that could happen? I think I was pretty clear. I think you probably got the point, but just to nail that baby into the wood, next time you're thinking about doing something that's out of the ordinary, putting yourself out there, and you're so you're trembling, you got dancing hands because you're worried about what could happen if you fail or if you're embarrassed. Think one step further. What's the worst that could happen? Now, for every great movie, for every great show, there are critics. Peanut, I want to just get your input here. What did you think of the first edition of One-on-One? Did you like it? You all right? Oh, you okay? You're choking. This is a tough one. This is the critic that really gets me every time. Charles, what did you think? One-on-One, how'd we do? Was I funny? Was I charming? Was I engaging? What do you think? How many out of 10 would recommend?